You're listening to Sheffield Live Radio 93.2 FM with me, Susie Casson, and we're joined in the studio by Ian Duffy from the City of Sheffield Pipe Band.
Good afternoon.
Welcome, Ian. Thanks for coming on. So can you tell us a little about the history of the City of Sheffield Pipe Band?
Yeah, the City of Sheffield Pipe Band was actually formed in 1908, and the reason behind that was to promote the learning and the playing of the pipes and drums in Scottish country dancing.
Great. And how did you first become involved with the band?
That was around about the year 2000. My wife at the time was a research nurse, and she had a patient and she was trying to relax this lady, so just a bit of conversation. What are you doing this evening? She says, I'm going to band practice. I'm a piper in the City of Sheffield Pipe Band. And she invited her along, so her and my son went the first week. And she says, you need to come to this, it's really good. So I went the second week, and I've been there ever since.
Wow, brilliant. And where is the City of Sheffield Pipe Band based?
Well, at the moment we practice at the South Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Training Centre at Handsworth on Beaver Hill Road. So we're there every Thursday from about 7:15 till about 10:15.
Great.
So it's open to everybody, anybody welcome.
Lovely, yeah. And is it quite a big group?
It tends to vary. At the moment, we've got round about 20 playing members, but they're not always available at the same time.
Yeah, great. Sounds lovely. So what kind of music do you play?
Well, obviously, it's mostly like Scottish type music, but we try to vary it to play to whatever audience we've got at the time. For example, when we went to Germany earlier in the year, they were quite interested in Amazing Grace and stuff like that, because that appeals to them. And one tune that went down really well was Wooden Heart, because that was actually originated in Germany, so that was quite good.
Yes, lovely. And you have your own tartan?
We do. We're very proud of it. We actually designed the tartan around about the year 2000, and that's a proper tartan registered in Scotland, but we own the patent for it. So this was designed by our president at the time, a chap called Keith Folds, in conjunction with our pipe major, Teresa Brown, at the time. So just to try and explain what it is, there's black in it, which represents the coal, which was in the coalfields round about, grey to represent the steel. There's a red stripe for the furnaces, and a light blue and a light green, which are the City of Sheffield colours. So we're really proud of it and happy to wear it.
Yeah, fantastic. I think most people don't know that Sheffield has its own tartan, do we? I didn't know. Well,
I think a lot of people don't even know they've got a pipe band either, which is quite sad considering we've been going since 1908.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, we're proud of both things.
Yeah, because we met on Saturday afternoon when you were involved with the Mary Queen of Scots event.
That's correct. We got asked to play, it was an off-the-shelf event at the United Reformed Church in Sheffield. So we had two pipers there sort of leading in the acting group, which included Mary Queen of Scots. So that was a good afternoon. We done quite well with that.
It was really moving, actually. It brought it home. Yeah, fantastic. And you have an event coming up on Sunday? Yeah,
it's Remembrance Sunday. So for as long as I've been associated with the band, we lead the Remembrance Parade in Dore Village for the Scouts there. So we lead them through, we go to their cenotaph, where the local people honour their fallen dead from both wars. And then we lead them back up. So because it's Remembrance Day, it's not something we would charge for. No. We do it because we want to do it.
Great, and so that's indoor.
Yeah,
if
Dore
people
Village.
Want to come along. Yeah, brilliant. And what time is that?
Well, the parade starts usually about 10:30, so that we're in place for about 10:45.
Great, fantastic. And are quite a few pipers involved with that?
I think we'll probably have somewhere between 9 and 12 out on Sunday. It's quite popular by the members of the band.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, to sort of expand on that a bit, earlier in the year we went to France, went to the Somme for the 100th anniversary of the Somme, and we played at the Sheffield Memorial Park at Serres to honour the lads that were in the Sheffield Pals Regiment. So that was quite moving.
Yes, I can imagine, yes. So do you have any other events coming up besides the Dore Remembrance?
We've got 2 or 3 coming up at the moment. We're doing the Kellam Island Christmas Market, which is on the 4th of December, for anybody who wants to come along. And we got a new job come in yesterday, and it's the unveiling of a Christmas window in Bawtry. So that's on the 20th of November.
Wow.
So we've done that for the last couple of years. That's quite good. So we do little local things and go out into the villages roundabout as well.
Yeah, it must be really interesting not knowing what's coming up next.
Well, it's a bit of a lottery. I thought when I joined the band that we'd be playing in Sheffield. Little did I know that my time in the band, we'd been to China, we'd been to Germany, Tunisia, Romania. I've even played in New York. Mm-hmm. So you do get about a bit. It's good for anybody that wants to come.
How did the bagpipes go down in China? Did it?
Very, very well. That came through because Sheffield had a twin city agreement with a city in China called Chengdu. And for anybody that's a football fan, the Sheffield United chairman at the time bought the local football club in Chengdu and changed the name to the Chengdu Blades. So it went down very, very well.
Yeah, lovely. So is it possible to hire the City of Sheffield Pipe Band?
Yep, you can either have the whole band or we could do a mini band or a solo piper for any event you've got.
Fantastic. And can I ask what kind of prices you charge, just roughly?
Oh, it varies. It all depends on the event, also depends on if it's a charity or not. But if we do, for example, a parade in Derbyshire or something, it would be £350.
Yeah.
But if it's a smaller band you want or a solo piper, it's all negotiable.
Yeah, fantastic. Sounds something like
just as an example, when we did the off-the-shelf thing at the weekend, because that's like a charity for Manor Castle, we didn't charge for that.
Yeah, lovely. And are you looking for new members for the band at the moment?
Oh, we're always looking for new members.
Yeah.
That was the whole idea why it was set up in the first place. It was to promote the learning and the playing. So just to keep it going, you need people coming through. So we could do with some younger members as well. But it's the best deal in town. It's £2 a week, and that includes a free cup of tea. And if you come along and learn, you don't necessarily have to go out and play with the band, because not a lot of people want to do that, dress up in the kilt and stuff. But you're very, very welcome to play in the band. But if you just wanted to learn, you're more than welcome to come and join us on a Thursday evening.
Wow. And do you think if you've no previous musical training, can you just take up the pipes, do you think? Or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when I joined the band at first, I was a drummer. And 3 years ago, I made the decision I wanted to learn the pipe. So I personally have only been learning for 3 years. And I started from scratch. We've got a very, very good teacher, John Barker, who, will help anybody to learn. So even if you've never played before and you don't know how to read music, we can do that. We can help you with that. You're very, very welcome.
Fantastic. And is there a problem practising? Because it is quite a noisy instrument.
Well, most people will practice the actual bagpipe instrument itself when they come on a Thursday evening. When you're practising at home, we have what we call a practice chanter, which is similar to a recorder. So it's a lot quieter for your neighbours and you can practice at home.
Yeah, that's great. So, lovely. So would you say it's quite straightforward to learn then if you were thinking of learning?
It takes time. You need a lot of patience. But
yeah.
It is learnable. It's not that difficult. But it does take time just to get used to the instrument itself, the notes.
Yeah. And you can start at any age.
Any age.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the chap that's teaching me is Joe McNulty. Joe started when he's 8, and he'll be 85 at his next birthday. So it's a life skill.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Oh, that sounds really interesting. How can people find out more about the City of Sheffield Pipe Band?
We have a website, City of Sheffield Pipe Band at wordpress.com, and we've also got a Facebook page where they could find us, and that's also the City of Sheffield official Facebook page.
Fantastic. Or come along on a
Thursday.
Yeah.
As I say, we meet at 7:15 at the South Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Training Centre in Beaver Hill Road. Wow. And everybody's welcome. But there is contact phone numbers and an email address on our website if you wanted to give us a ring first.
Yeah.
You'd be more than welcome.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really interesting. Thanks, Ian. So that's the City of Sheffield Pipe Band based in Handsworth. Oh, thanks very much for coming in.
You're very